Wayne tagged him momentarily, and you saw Eugene, the champ, get flustered and move in for what he knows best, the grapple. Good leg kick there. Eugene again trying to force Wayne against the ropes so he can lock him up. Wayne front kick, right hand, and Eugene backtracks. A little bit of swelling under the left eye here of Eugene Nickelbeam, the champion. Drives Wayne back over the rope. And aren't we loving this? All the aggression in this fight is right in front of our commentary position, in our quarter of the ring.
These guys are almost going to commentate their own fight soon if they get any closer to us.
Eugene trying to get the knees off once more, but Wayne puts on the knee guard. It is just very clever tactics here from Parr, who is cut over his left eye.
Eugene also has
the eyelid is cut.
Eugene also has a fairly serious welt over his left eye, or under his left eye rather. So that no doubt was going to impair his vision.
All tied up again. Here the corner screaming for the knee from Eugene Nickelbeam, but he just can't find the opening because of the very cerebral tactics here of Wayne Parr.
Well, it's a war. We're halfway through it. And, geez, they're leaving absolutely nothing in the ring, these two, Michael. Absolutely nothing.
Uppercut elbow from Eugene in the clinch. If the knees aren't working, maybe it's time for Huge to go with the elbows. Nickelbeam, who for a long time has been one of Australia's most underrated world champions. A lot of people tended to write him off in the lead up to this contest. They said that Wayne would be too fast, too strong with his hands, that Wayne would be very powerful at this weight, rather than usually having to strip so drastically to make 72 kilos. As Darren Reese goes to work on the cut under the eye there, the swelling under the left eye of Eugene. Over in the corner, they ice down the cut on the eyelid of Wayne Parr.
Well, what you're seeing, folks, is two warriors going to war. Going to absolute war, leaving nothing in the ring for this one. World title action happening. Let's have a look at how it went down in the third. John Wayne Parr, clever tactics from him, locking on the knee guard, clinching up to the ropes and effecting a break to take the fight back into his comfort zone, which is, of course, the striking range rather than the clinching range against such an accomplished grappler, stand-up grappler as Eugene Nickelbeam. And it is a real game of strategy happening right before us.
The penultimate round of action, number 4 of 5. It is still wide open here, and we see the scars of war. Just a premature start to that round, and they forgot the mouth guard here of Eugene Nickelbeam.
He's just keen to get it on.
There is a cut over the left eye. On the eyelid of Wayne Parr, there is a massive welt under the left eye of the champion Eugene Nickelbeam. Parr comes forward, tries to land the hands. Eugene's very awkward. He's a very spoiling fighter.
Yeah. And I've got to say, Michael, this has got to be, in all the fights I've seen Eugene, certainly Wayne Parr's brought out his best. This is one of his best performances, I'd have to say, that we've commentated, and he's right on his A game, Eugene Nickelbeam here.
Wayne just rushing in with that overhand right leg kick. There's the right hand to the jaw, missed the target. All tied up. The Murph gives him a bit of a slap and a tickle. How are the judges scoring this one? That is the big question here. Are they appreciating the attempts of the grapple of Eugene Nickelbeam and working a few knees and an attempted elbow in the previous round? Or are they appreciating the outside work of Wayne Parr and the striking?
Well, in applying the grapple and holding the clinch, that's going to score well for Eugene, because he is appearing to be the more aggressive of the two under the Thai style rules, which is, of course, stand-up clinching. Wayne is not engaging the clinch, instead locking down. So depending on the judge's mindset, that could play a part certainly in the scoring. It's almost like, I suppose, MMA, where you have a fighter attempting to shoot or getting a shoot and taking his opponent down. It doesn't have to be a super duper technique, but the fact that he's trying it, attempting it against a fighter that's not, sometimes scores.
And Wayne put through the ropes again momentarily. Now it does depend also if the judges are paying the fact that, okay, Eugene is lucky on the clinch, but he's not really getting any effective strikes off.
True.
While he's in the clinch. And you bring it back to that mixed martial arts analogy again, Hammer. I know from over in Japanese, they don't score the takedown per se, they score what happens after the takedown that makes the takedown effective. So what are the judges looking for here? That's the big question. We don't know.
Well, perhaps when Eugene gets into that clinch, he wants to just start working those short knees rather than trying to get the knees up to the body, the head, just start to bang away at the thigh.
Maybe look for the elbows, Hammer. Maybe look to try and sweep up the support leg that Wayne's resting on and get a takedown.
JW is just fighting such a smart fight.
The knee guard again straight away.
Locking down and also holding the other leg back physically with his hand. So totally taking Eugene's game out of play is John Wayne Parr.
Again, the knee guard from Wayne Parr. Wayne wants no part of the grappling. Eccleboom wants it all grappling. That's where he's most comfortable. That's boom, boom lane.
He really needs to change his strategy because it's just been totally negated, certainly in that round.
That said, though, Hammer, also, Wayne Parr isn't going to win any points by constantly locking on a knee guard.
Sure, it's a defensive fight that he's fighting in the clinch. He's just putting a pure defensive plan into play and spoiling Eugene. So what we've got is basically a stalemate in the clinch. And at range, well, there's limited opportunity at range because both fighters are just locking into that clinch pretty much constantly. A close fight, nevertheless. It's going to the 5th and final round.
And there is also something to be said in a championship match, I believe, is that to win the title, you have to beat the champion.
You have to take the title.
Exactly.
You have to physically go in there, grab it, and wrestle it away from the champion. That effectively, I suppose, hasn't happened, Michael, up to this point anyway.
I don't agree. So I'd say it's pretty much an even contest. I'd say this is a drawn contest at the moment.
We are at that stagnant arm wrestle.
Exactly.
It's a stalemate. It's a stagnant arm wrestle. It's just there waiting for one fighter to tip it the other way.
And that's a good point, Hammer. We now have 3 minutes in which both corners have got to be saying to their man, it is time to throw down. It is time to take this one by the scrote and claim it as your own.
Rip it off. So you're exactly right. 3 minutes that will change destiny forever, potentially ahead of us.
Let's see how the next 3 minutes pans out. Wayne Parr needs to wrench that title away from Eugene Eccleboom. We've got it a dead even fight so far. Wherever you're watching on Fox Sports, we hope you're enjoying all the action. Nothing in it so far here in the 3rd. Eugene moves in for a grapple. Wayne works the hands. Okay, we're inside the clinch, and once again, Wayne puts on the knee guard. Eugene gets out of it, puts the knee guard on again, does Wayne. And once more, we are a stalemate. Wayne's corner applauding him for shutting down the grapple attempt, and he storms forward again with the hands and puts on the knee guard in the clinch. Rides the ropes. Knee to the midsection from Eugene. And again, but not really effective.
Such a close fight. It's almost, again, a carbon copy of the Chad Walker-Danny Dudowski fight where it was down to the last round, to the last fight, to the last technique, effectively, almost.
It may just